I was at a class last weekend, and this man, the teacher, told me I was a bad parent. And it made me feel neutral and actually kind of bored, which I will tell you is not like me at all. So let me tell you the story and what I learned from it. As I said, I was at this class this weekend, and it was a herbal class because I want to learn more about herbs. I already eat pretty well. I like to eat a whole food plant-based diet, and adding herbs just seemed like a great way to support my body. So when I found out there was a class nearby, I decided that I would sign up for it. I was very eager to learn, very excited for this class. And I have 3 teachers over the course of this. And when he came on, he came to teach the liver and skin section. And his background is very impressive. He's a medical professional, he's an herbalist, he's also an intuitive, or so they said. They said he could come, he'll just show up and go, I just felt like I had to be at the shop today. And he knows who he needs to talk to or help. So, of course, I'm thinking like, oh, awesome. This guy is great. I need to ask him questions. So he's so informative and seems to like really know his stuff. So as the class is going on, I decide to ask him about my daughter. She tends to have skin issues when we go outside. If it's hot out or she's out too long, she'll get like the bumpies and itchies in her arm, on her arms. And so I just figured, oh, it's probably heat rash. But I thought, I'm in this herbal class. I'm going to ask and just see if there's any herbal remedy that might help her. So I'm asking about this in front of the whole class, mind you. And he at first says it's an emotional blockage. That's why she's having skin issues. And he didn't really let me explain anything. It's an emotional blockage. And I'm like, okay. I had actually heard this from somebody else as well. So I thought, all right, maybe that's worth looking into. Emotional blockage might be causing her skin issues. Sure. But then he said something about, does she get outside? Much, I guess, other than the times we're talking about where we have issues. And I said, well, she's 22, but she's a gamer and she's in her room a lot. So no, she doesn't get outside a lot. So he goes, oh, that's it. I know what your issue is. Bad parenting. And you know it too. And I just sat there because I kind of couldn't believe what he was saying to me in front of, a room full of my classmates when I hadn't said anything to him, and he automatically went, oh, video gamer, dark room, you're a bad parent. And like I said, at first, I didn't feel a lot of emotions. I didn't feel defensive like I usually would. Instead, I was sitting here and kind of listening to him drone on about, oh, well, you and her need to connect, and you should, try and convince her to go outside with you, and you should da, 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 da. And I was getting bored. I was so fucking bored with his blah, blah, blah. Thankfully, then one of the other gals came up that was managing the program and was like, okay, we're out of time and let's keep moving. But yeah, I just was like, okay. I wanted to know about a remedy for my kid's skin, and you're giving me a freaking lecture on parenting. And I just kind of let it go and didn't think about it too much at the time. But later on, as I was thinking about it, I kind of started stewing about it. And it started bringing up these feelings where it was like, how dare you? How dare you tell me I'm a bad parent? You don't know me. You don't know my kid. You don't know our situation. You know nothing, but you're jumping to the conclusion that because she's a video gamer and she's inside in her room, therefore I'm a bad parent. And you know, younger Nicole would have believed him. She would have thought, oh my gosh, he's right. I am an awful parent and I should really do something about that. Or, oh yeah, I've screwed her up and I'm and just awful. And I shoulda. I would have should all over myself. But you know what? Nicole now, Nicole, who is older and wiser, doesn't should on herself anymore. I'm done with that shit. Honestly, I'm so over it. Because one of the things I've learned is it's like, I feel like the people I talk to, everybody thinks they're a bad parent. We're all shitty. We all mess up. And honestly, I kind of feel like it doesn't matter how you parent your kids. Somebody's going to think you're a shitty parent and you messed up. Because even like I've had some of my friends who had the strictest parents, and then now they'll be parenting their kids in a very relaxed way. And then other people who had like the most relaxed parents, they'll say, oh gosh, no, they shouldn't have parented me that way. I'm going to be strict with my kids. I will tell you, that's my daughter right now. She's saying when she ever has kids, she's going to be stricter than me. Great. More power to her. And then her kids can tell her how she screwed them up because she was too strict. I don't know. It's like you can't win. You just can't win. And so I am tired of listening to other people's bullshit and them judging me, especially when they don't know me. It made me think of the Ted Lasso episode where he talks about curiosity. Nobody's curious. People jump to a conclusion. They think they know your situation, they know XYZ because of whatever they read in the news or whatever somebody told them. I would love it if we could stop jumping to conclusions and stop judging each other and just understand that everybody's doing the best that they can. You are doing the best that you can. I know you are because I know I am. I know I have. We do the best that we can at the time. And when you know better, you do better. As the great Dr. Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. And that's all we can really do. So it just made me realize or think like, in the past, I probably would have given away my power to this teacher. I would have thought, oh, he's an authority figure or he's a professional or he knows more than I do because he's older than me. And now I'm like, no. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows my situation. Nobody knows my body better than I do. I don't care if you're an intuitive or you're whatever else. If it doesn't resonate with me, I don't give a shit what you think or what you say. So that's where I'm at. But I think it just has to do with like reclaiming our power. And like, I'm not going to let anybody try and make me feel bad for things I've done or choices that I've made, because you know what? Everything has made me the person that I am today. Everything has made my kid the person she is today, good or bad. It's just, that's who we are now. My dogs are barking. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're really pissing me off today. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, and I wanted to say too that when I was preparing to do this video, I asked the Akashic Records. I went to the Akashic Records and I asked, kind of, what does the collective need to know about this? And what I was shown was like I was holding this candle. I was in a dark room and there was a candle and a candlestick and I picked it up and I was holding it. And as I kind of turn and I'm looking around the room, I noticed there's all these people in the room with me, but they're all in the dark. And so they see me with my candle and I start walking, they start following me. It's like, okay, I'm going to lead you down the path. I'm going to lead you to the light. But then I had this thought like, no, no, that's not right. That's not how this is supposed to work. And I turned around and I held my candle up, and the people immediately around me lit their own candles on my candle. And then everybody started lighting each other's candles. And before you knew it, the whole room was lit up with candles because everybody had lit their own. And it was the most beautiful thing to see. And it just reminded me again that we need to reclaim our power. We have our light that we need to shine and be the people that we're meant to be, and not give a shit about what anybody else thinks or says, because they're not us. They don't have our mission. They don't have our soul plan. They have no idea what it is. Half the time we don't know what it is, consciously anyway. So yes, that is my share for today. Just about, yeah, like if somebody says something and it doesn't resonate with you, psh, whatever, yeah, okay, you've got an opinion, like, I'm gonna let it go. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because only you know what works for you and your family. And, I think when we do have problems, it's when we start trying to push our thoughts, beliefs, what we think is the best or right onto everybody else. And that's just, we end up in this mess. That's where the mess we're in right now in this society, I feel like. So let's stop doing that to each other. We just live our best life, be good people. All right. Well, I love you. Go do you, boo. Be the best you can be. And as always, March 4th, and do good things. I'll see you next time.